Alright, so this is chapter 12, lesson 1, and we're going to be working with templates for the first time. This is not the same thing as a CSS layout. A CSS layout is not a template, but in a way, it works like a template. So what they want you to do is they want you to open the cruises page. So let me see what I got here. I got the cruises page. And if I preview this on a browser, I don't have a template page, but this is a page based on a CSS layout, right? I have the sprite menu, I have the picture, I have a paragraph of text, and this is a CSS layout, I can tell. But it's not a template. So back to Dreamweaver, we're going to do something, we're going to go to File, and we're going to click on Save as Template. So we are coming from a regular HTML page, and we're going to change that into a template. Before I do that, I want you to pay attention to your Stripe Umbrella root folder. And you'll see that you have a folder called Assets, Scripts, Sprite Assets, and you have nothing else. Okay? Everything else that you have here is pretty familiar. There's nothing new. Flash files, Shockwave files, HTML. I have a boardwalk thing. I don't know why. What's doing outside of Assets. I'm going to move it over there. It was obviously extra. Scripts is for my behavior. Sprite Assets is for my menu bar. Assets is for my default images folder. Nothing new. So let's go to File, Save it as Template. Click on that. And you get a dialog box asking, okay, this is a template. To which site? You notice that I have several different sites, but the one that you're working on is Stripe Umbrella. When you point to a site root folder, this dialog box is going to look for templates, pre-existing templates, and is finding none. There are no templates on this website. We're going to go to the Save As file name, and we're going to change this to activities_pages. Okay, so this is a template that we're going to use all the time for any time we have an activity page. And we're going to click on Save. And when it says, do you want to update links, you will say, let me see, I'll just make sure here. I'm guessing this is, yeah, this is on my S drive. Update links, say yes. Boom. And you're going to notice now that it changed the file name tab, and it changed the file extension and the file name. This file extension is now a DWT, which stands for Dreamweaver Template file. Okay? You also, if I go to my Files panel, I'll notice also that there's a new subfolder in there in my root directory, and the folder is called Templates. I didn't create that. Dreamweaver did that automatically. If I expand the plus sign, I'm going to see that there's a new file in there, and this is where the template ended up. Activities_pages.dwt is saved under a folder called templates. Okay? This is to tell you a very important truth, that all templates, they are file extension DWT, and they will also always be placed in a folder in the root directory called templates. Any questions so far? Alright, so now we have a template, and I'll preview this on a browser just to look at it. And when I try to do that, Dreamweaver complains, says, hey, warning, this template doesn't have any editable regions. Are you sure you want to continue? And I'll say yes. So when you preview a DWT file on a browser, it renders just as any web page would. Okay? It looks exactly the same. If I go to an HTML file and then I go to the DWT version of it, they are exactly the same. And I have the date change here because the DWT file is I create this file, automatically updated this time date object. It's kind of neat. But remember when I first previewed this thing, he actually warned me, saying that this template doesn't have any editable regions. So just remember that. It's warning you that doesn't have, there's a template and doesn't have any editable regions, and that is a bad thing. And I'll explain why on the next step. We're now going to create an editable region, and that's on page 12-7. How do you do that? We want to first put the insertion point in the div tag with the growth with the boat graphic. Okay? So make sure you have you're selecting side here and you click on the div.content tag. Excuse me. Okay? So it needs to be, you need to select the tag on the tag selector on the bottom of the document window. Okay? You want div content to be selected. You will see the div content highlighted in blue on your document window. And then we're going to go to the insert bar list arrow under common category. And we're going to choose the templates drop down, which is this guy here, I believe, right here. This is on the common insert bar category under templates. We're going to drop this down, and you're going to see that you have several things that apply to templates. And in this case here, we are looking for the editable region. A region on the template in which we can actually edit stuff. We're going to click that. When you create an editable region, a new one, you're going to be asked what name to give this thing. And we're going to call it contents. Okay? That's the name of the editable region that we want. And we're going to click on OK. What happened now is that you get kicked back down to the DWT file on the document window. Let's see what changed here. You're going to notice that now you have this little green tag with the name contents in there that you didn't see that before. You also see this little light blue outline that matches the window for the div content. It used to be blue, but now because we made that an editable region and we gave it a name contents, now there's some graphical lines that are different in color. And if I go to the code view, let's take a look at what the code happened here. I should have done that before, but whenever we chose content, this has been added. Is in green. Template begin editable name equals contents. This tag, it's in green. It's a comment actually. In HTML, comments start with exclamation mark and 2 hyphens, and they close with 2 hyphens. Okay, so 2 dash marks. So the table, the editable region starts right here, and then it closes right here. This is the end. Is another content. It just so happened that we created, and then you see that the footer and stuff. That stuff is outside of the template. You also see up on towards the head content of the page that there are some template stuff added in here, and you're gonna see that they are not editable. The editable region, doc title, it's just a title. It allows you to change this thing here, okay. But everything else that is not inside of the editable region is closed, is not inside of the editable region, which implies that you cannot change. The head content begins and ends. On the net, there's nothing here to change in this area, which means that it is not editable. Okay, so again, if I preview this on a browser, because I have an editable region now, it's not going to complain. You want to save changes? Sure. Did it complain about not having editable regions? No, because now I have editable regions. Does it look any different? DWT, the 2 files, right? They're both, one is without editable regions, one is with. Do they look different? Yes or no? No. Identical. So how is this affecting me at all at this point, right? We're going to modify the template a little bit here on page 12.8. we're gonna change the, we're gonna click inside of the div content. We're gonna click on the tag selector div content to select the whole div content tag. We're going to change on the CSS styles panel the style a little bit. We're gonna format this a little differently. Let me drag this down. I want to see the content rule, this guy here. This is an embedded style to this page. It's not coming from anywhere else. Let me see, make sure. It's not on my external style sheet, and it's obviously not in all the formatting rules that control the sprite menu bar. It's actually right here in the content rule embedded on the page. I'm going to go and edit this guy, the rule. And what are we going to change here? In the box category, we're gonna go to we're gonna deselect same for all checkbox for the margins. So same for all, no check mark. We're gonna type 10 on the top pixels, and then on the bottom margin, we're gonna put 40 pixels. And then on the left margin, we're going to put another 40. Okay, so 10, 40, 40. Oh, shoot. And I need 40 on the right as well. And yeah, I messed up. Nothing on the bottom. Okay, so 10 on the top, 10 pixels on the top, 40 pixels on the right, and 40 pixels on the left. I have 10, 0, 10, 0 on the padding. And if that everything is okay, 10, 40, 40, I'll click on OK. So now you see what happened here is that we actually constricted the container the content in more from the div container tag. So we changed this. We're going to delete the copyright statement. Delete this copyright guy. Delete. And the last updated. And we're going to replace it with cruises. Okay? You notice that yeah. Okay, so, and I believe we're going to put a space bar in here. We're going to insert a split vertical bar, which is on the pipe key, shift, and is on top of the backward slash, is under your backspace key on the top left of your, top right of your keyboard. I'm going to also type in another space bar and then fishing. We're going to apply the center text rule for these two words. So click on that. And let me see here. I want it centered. Center text rule to this guy. Center text rule to this guy. Boom. And what else? And then I need to link up fishing. I'll do this really quick. Fishing to fishing. So I'll just use this guy. Oh, shoot. Alright, let's just do it the traditional way, I guess. I'm going to make a link for fishing. Make a link for cruises. And file save all. Okay, so what do we do here? We applied formatting, we changed the copyright on the bottom, we modified the editable region of this.